Hey guys and gals, this is Sinagaro with the Tier 10 French medium tank, the AMX 30B. I am currently on the 9.7 public test server, and I would have gotten this video out much earlier, or maybe a little bit earlier, if the North American World of Tanks website hadn't had a giant disclaimer saying that there were some instabilities with the 9.7 public test, and that they were going to restart it on March 16th. I'll have a screenshot right here. And on to the tank. I'm going to be comparing it to the Leopard 1 and the STB 1 because, well, these are the same kind of tanks. Not a lot of armor, pretty fast speed, and 105mm cannon. So let's compare the health. 1,900 on the AMX, so it's a little bit less, 50 less than the other two vehicles. And it weighs 36.3 tons, which is the lightest of the three. 720 horsepower engine is going to make you suffer a little bit because the Leopard 1 and the STB 1 have a horsepower to ton ratio of 20 and above. The AMX 30B, it's at 19.83, so not much difference, but there is a difference and you will feel it. Top speed of 65 kilometers per hour, which is very nice. And the armor, while it is not as much as an STB-1, is more than a Leopard 1. So this is kind of like a cross between an STB-1 and a Leopard 1. You get a little bit more armor, and of course you get a very accurate cannon. 0.3 accuracy to 0.1 second aiming time. Not a lot of, well, you lose out on the rate of fire. 6.74 rounds per minute rate of fire. So that's... it's workable, and I think it's adequate for this kind of vehicle. 260 millimeters of penetration, 390 average damage, 320 penetration for the heat rounds, and it does have gun depression as well. But you're gonna have to watch out because there is a very spacious hatch here for the commander to look out of. So when you're going over a hill, you may want to keep that in mind. But this thing is actually pretty fast. When moving backwards and forwards. It's got good acceleration. It's just the climbing the hill part isn't that great with that 720 horsepower engine. And it's got the view range, 410 meter view range that the other two Tier 10 medium tanks have, and a 750 meter signal range, which is standard for Tier 10 vehicles. Armor-wise, it's got 80 millimeters on the front of the vehicle, 35 on the side of the hull, 40 on the side of the turret, and 30 millimeters of armor at the rear. So you're going to watch out for HE shells from the rear. To the side, it's not too much of an issue unless they hit your turret, because the tracks do absorb quite a lot of HE damage. And of course the front, even though the front of the turret is well angled, it's only 80 millimeters, so a lot of things will be punching through it. Front plate is actually very well angled. However, it is still only 80 millimeters, so you might want to watch out. If you are at an extreme angle, you will bounce. And what is it? The rate of fire, 6.74, is less. I think I talked about this before, but it's 6.9 on the Leopard 1 and 7.5 rounds per minute on the STB 1. So it is less than the Leopard and the STB 1s. But, well, I find that I can work with it. I can live with it. And let's take a look at a few highlights of some games that I had. Alright, so over here I'm going to show you how the turret armor is going to be working. That is a Leopard PTA just fired into my turret, and yeah, that went straight through. So it's not very strong. Here's some turret traverse and a little bit of the gun elevation over the rear of the vehicle. Obviously the gun elevation isn't really something you're looking forward to in these tests, but here we go. Shot into the 100, and I managed to bounce a very large shell over the top of the front plate. And I believe that was 128 millimeter cannon instead of the 150, so it's got a little bit more penetration than normal E100s. And if we can, there we go, get a shot on that Leopard PTA, I'll be able to kill it. So that's some good accuracy there. I do like it. And here's a little bit more. MX-50B isn't exactly too far away, but it is very nice that I can hit these shots without taking too long to aim. And now for some tougher armor. It's actually displaying not a very good chance to penetrate, but it is still capable of penetrating if I high roll. So I guess I'm getting lucky right now. And that shot didn't bounce. Alright. And the gun depression, oh, almost out of my gun depression where I couldn't shoot him, but I still managed to get the shot in. And now if you look closely at my health, that was splash damage from a French artillery, almost taking me out entirely. So you're gonna have to watch out for that, especially when it is fired at the rear of the vehicle where there isn't a lot of armor. Here's a little bit more long-range sniping. That one definitely went in. And just let's proceed forward. And I meet a couple of bat chats. They aren't all paying attention to me, of course. So here we go. Bat chat is on low health now. And the rate of fire is adequate. Oh well, I probably shouldn't have taken that shot. I just didn't want to expose myself for too long. Didn't know if anybody could get the side shot on me. But it looks like that. There we go. That's not sidescaping in a bad chat. And this one doesn't seem to notice I'm here yet. Which is strange. Or maybe he's just not paying attention to me. Who cares? Time enough to get the killing blow as well. And something is still shooting at me. Probably the bulldog. And is that 183? Oh, he is backing up into that little gap. So, that was nice. I'm not actually taking the full amount of time to aim these shots. And of course, you're gonna have to watch out for these guys, the FV4005 and the FV183, which can totally destroy you with HESH rounds. And now let's check out the gun depression on the over the rear of the vehicle, which isn't as good as over the front, but oh well, there you go. I got to back up a little bit. But this 140, well, the front plate of the Object 140 isn't as good as that player thought it was. I'm just gonna climb up here a little bit and see if that guy's gonna poke out again. He is. And he's gone. So I do like the penetration, but this is a standard penetration for the 105mm cannons at tier 10. And here's another bat chat. I'm going to take my time to aim. I was going to try and track him there, but enough alpha damage or a high enough roll to take him out, which is very nice. And that's what I've got on the AMX 30B. The tier 9, the prototype, is also a very good vehicle. Very similar in playstyles as well, just a slower rate of fire. So, I kind of say this all the time that I wanted the Leopard 1, I was going to go grind for it, and then I stopped, and then I wanted the STB 1, and I grinded for it, and then I stopped, and then I continued actually, much later on. So who knows if I'm going to get this AMX 30B, but I feel like I do want it, but it's going to take a while because you gotta go through the AMX 1390 to get it, and I'm not a very proficient scout player. In fact, I'm a pretty bad scout player. So, who knows if I'll ever get this one, but if given the chance, I will definitely play this a lot. Thanks for watching, please press the like button and leave some comments. I'll see you in future videos.